Master.
What's going on?
Master of puppets and pulling your strings.
Don't you understand? I'm tired of Jesus Christ.
Twisting of mine and snatching your tits.
Master Qui-Gon, sir. Sandstorms are very, very dangerous.
Master Qui-Gon, sand.
Where are we at?
He just says something. We should input something random. Master Qui-Gon, strippers.
Oh, all right, we got a few things to talk about. Let's
get the fucking party started, dude.
Is it Variety that came out with the pictures?
Empire.
Empire.
I don't think it's out yet. I think there was a leak about what's going to be coming out.
The leaks are true. Well, this is fact.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Can I change the exposure? Give me 1 second.
Brightness.
I changed it already. Digga 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 dan.
Wow.
Digga 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 dan. Digga 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 dan. Digga 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 digga. I already changed it bright. I don't want to go too much.
Contrast. That's one you gotta fuck with. Ooh.
Oh, it looks like trash. Oh, God.
Oh, no, do it, no.
Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine here. We're all fine. How are you?
Hello.
Are you ready?
Okay, kids, let's go.
There's been an awakening.
This feels like a special treat.
Are we live?
Have you felt it?
Yes.
Hello, what have we here?
You guys are so funny.
Hello.
Holy
Spit. We don't cuss on this one. R2, hand face.
Whosa?
Hello there.
Are you so?
Looking. Found someone you have, I would say.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Oh,
Good Day
we're
Galaxy
here.
Rogue Squadron
We're
podcast.
back. You can see us at the same time in the same room.
Today we are recording.
Yeah, it's International Podcast Day.
Suffice.
Happy Podcast Day to all of the podcasters that are out there, including us. I think it's the last Monday in September 30th. I don't know how they pick these things, but we're here. It's a good day for us to be back together. We're on the camera, live on the YouTube.
It is Monday, September 30th. Last day of all of it.
It's true.
Life Day is tomorrow.
It's very true. That's not true.
Isn't?
Life Day is the day that the Christmas special aired, so it's like November 12th or something.
Is that factual? Is that?
According to Star Wars fans, which means no, it's not factual, but it is honored and traditioned.
You know what I would like to do is just create a Star Wars topical day.
May
Like
the
a topic.
4th.
Well, I'm just saying, like every day during the year, 314 of them.
Yeah.
We should create a Star Wars Day of some type, like
Oh,
a
so
like a
something new to
Twilight Day,
celebrate
yeah.
every single. Okay.
Today's Twilight Day.
Cool. I'm with
You know
that.
what? Fuck it. Today's Twilight Day. Let's
All
start
right.
today.
September 30, International Twilight Day, Intergalactic Twilight Day.
Interdynamo.
Who's your favorite Twilight in Star Wars? Kick things off right in this situation.
I mean, let's start naming them.
There's only 2 right answers.
There's only 2 answers, aren't there? Unless you're talking about the sluts that were lubing up. What's his face?
Sebulba.
Sebulba.
That's why he always wins.
Yeah. Well, is that the 2 answers? The left and the right.
Left and the right leg.
Masseuses. The
No,
blue-
I was going to say the 2 correct answers are Bib Fortuna or Ayla Shakira. So which of those? Are you going to pick the badass or are you going to pick the sexy?
Wow, womanize him. He's not that sexy.
He's kind of sexy.
He's not. He's a bad looking
Got the
Twi'lek.
vampire fucking teeth. And
Even as
everything.
far as Twi'leks go,
That's
he's
true.
a bad looking one.
Yeah, Twi'leks are either super hot or like terrifying.
Yeah, he eats a lot of meat. You can tell with them incisors.
He's on that carnivore diet.
He is.
No carbs, please.
All porgs.
All porgs, no carbs.
I'm
No-
on
no
that
sand.
all porg. No sand.
I'm on that all pork diet. Porgivore.
I'm a porgivore.
So what's your favorite Twi'lek? Who's your favorite Twi'lek? Sorry.
Come on, Ayla. Ayla's a badass.
She is a badass.
I wish that she had a better death. It's a weak ass death. Like even as far as all the deaths go in episode 3, like Kiadi's was cool because he fought back and he defended for just a half a second, but he like realized he's like, oh fuck, hers was just like, "Hey guys, we're here."
Yeah. What we see on camera is a terrible death.
Yeah.
I would assume that the actual scenario and what happens is pretty sad, pretty tragic.
That is the last one of them, though, because that's where they zoom out. Because they shoot her and she falls, and then it's covered by the shrubs. Because you don't actually see her.
And Yoda's just like, oh, my force heart is like breaking right now.
I mean, that's pretty brutal if we saw a corpse. I mean, she was dead at that point, and they continued to fire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty brutal scene.
Yeah, imagine what Yoda was feeling there. Like, everybody that he knows and loves is being slaughtered across the galaxy, and he can tell.
Yeah.
Like his family. That's the only people that he cares about.
Well, you can imagine, because even, like, Obi Kenobi felt it in Episode 4 when...
yeah. Alderaan.
Alderaan was blown up.
A million voices.
And he had very little connections to Alderaan, I would assume, outside of the the hierarchy families.
Well, he knew what's his face, and he knew that Leia was there.
Antilles.
Yeah.
Bale.
Organa.
We did that completely backwards. What's his middle name? Then is
Antilles Organa Bale.
who is low key probably one of the most underrated Star Wars characters. He has a role in, I mean, just just one, being Leia's dad, 2, being a senator,
Yeah.
and 3, being a part of the rebellion. So in
Oh,
depth.
yeah, a founding member of the
and the
rebellion.
Clone Wars, like he was.
Yeah.
And he's the link to the living Jedi. Like, no one knows. He saved Yoda. Like, he has such an integral part into everything.
He did pick up Yoda, yeah.
What if he's alive? When does he die? I guess on Alderaan. Huh?
I was actually thinking of this, and I don't know what brought it up, but I don't know if it was confirmed that he was on Alderaan when it got blown up. Shinobi probably knows there was some comic book where he was dead, and Leia mourns him or something.
Well, there's got to be something, along the lines of... like,
or if he didn't die, they would have written something by now.
There had to have been something in the novelization that, like, inside Leia's mind, during the explosion, she's like, no, family.
Oh, shit, my dad.
Oh, no, allowance is gone
My
forever.
real dad's over here, though, in the black. It's got the apparatus.
Jackatron over here. Unplug him. Can't do it.
So what's going on today? It's episode 206, 207?
You know, I sent you the audio last time. I think I labeled it 204, but I think this is 206.
This is 206.
I incorrectly labeled the last one because we jump around up, and down.
I'll quadruple check. Well, we still go in order, but we just forget. We jump around in our memory.
Oh, that was 206.
Yeah, it's 207.
Wow.
So, yeah, we've done too many episodes.
It's a blast from the future.
A couple things that we're going to chat about. International Podcast Day. Maybe we'll talk about that.
No.
Probably not. New Star Wars stuff. Empire Mag cover is about to be released.
We saw
Force Friday's coming out soon. Joker's coming out this weekend. A lot of cool stuff's happening.
Man, I am hard balls deep for the Joker. You know, and I've already said that I'm probably overhyping it, and even if it's bad, I'm gonna love it. It's one of those deals that I'm just so overhyped. It's weird because
It's not going to be bad.
It's weird because we get, maybe this is the dilution of the Star Wars thing where we've gotten something every year. We're getting like 3 things this year as far as Star Wars. And like Joker, man, it's been since 2005 or whatever. 2006. When did the Dark Knight come out? 8?
Well, there was also Joker in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but that's the fake one. That's the cartoon one.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we've seen extremely big or popular villain from the DC universe.
Well, I think there's a few things going on. Obviously, Joker is one of the most iconic villains ever.
Well, when
Joaquin Phoenix is one of the best actors ever.
When you look at like the DC universe, what's the main bad guy that's...
I have a bad point of view on the DC universe because I really don't like DC that much.
Well,
I like Batman and his little circle, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, they have Steppenwolf in
Which was
Justice League.
Him in Justice League, the movie was terrible.
Well, he was in Justice League, but he's also hinted at the end of Batman vs. Superman, and I think he also plays a role in Wonder Woman. But like he's supposed to be just like, I mean, he's a world dominator, but he's still an underling of Darkseid, who's like the Thanos.
Right.
So we haven't even all the movies that we've gotten, we still haven't even seen Darkseid yet. We've seen hints of it with the Dust Bowl future sequence.
And I don't think we will. I don't know anything about the comic book storyline or what we're supposed to expect from the movie franchise, but it seems like they're definitely pivoting away from all this needs to interconnect stuff.
Which is fine.
I'm happy with that, and I think that's probably why Joker's going to do very well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really, really hyped. So.
Yep. Everything I've seen has been fantastic, and not just like a random Rotten Tomatoes score that it doesn't mean anything.
Don't
like
say that.
Actually good people saying that this is good. So I'm excited. I love Joaquin Phoenix too.
Yeah. One of my first interactions with him
Personally, face to face.
Yeah, when I
shook
met
his hand.
him, was in the movie Gladiator, and that's such a classic movie because he plays the young emperor that takes over for his father. Well, he ends up murdering his father, but that's such a long movie. That's one that I will admit that it's long, but it doesn't feel long.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know you say that about a lot of the other movies, but like Endgame feels long.
I can't say for sure. I've only seen it once. I want to go back and watch Endgame and then Far From Home because I haven't seen Far From Home at all, and I've only seen Endgame one time.
Yeah.
So I would like to report back on that.
Far From Home's fun, man.
I've heard.
They've been doing well. Now it's past tense. They did Spider-Man very well
did it.
for that 2.5 movie.
No,
stint.
that's not happening. They're renegotiating the deal.
Oh, are there Jedi Knights involved?
So there was a little blip in the news about the MCU losing the Spider-Man franchise. Something I don't even know the details because like half of people own half of the franchise and then they sell it to other people. I don't understand. What are you watching about?
I want to watch myself.
But anyways, there was some worry that the Marvel Cinematic Universe was going to lose Spider-Man, but apparently that's not happening anymore.
You can't get rid of the most popular one.
Well, I think their whole plan is kind of they were banking on like Tony Stark's gone and now Spider-Man's going to be like the main dude. Which in
We got a new Cap too, though.
a lot of Marvel comics and cartoons, Spider-Man has been one of the main dudes.
Like later in his life.
Yeah, because he's experienced, he's smart, he's got a lot of powers. He can build shit. He's got science and tech at his back.
He also, I don't want to. Well, I can't say it. Don't want to spoil it. But he does obtain a lot more in
Infinity
Far From
Gauntlet.
Home.
Yep.
Far From Home.
Yeah, the Infinity Gauntlet.
He obtains a Pikachu.
He gets banged.
Masters. Battle Master. He becomes a Pokemon Battle Master.
Hell yeah.
Grievous versus Asajj.
Interesting.
Asajj, she has the Force. I still, the fact that I thought about that last time.
Yeah, I remember you talking about
You're
that.
up in the air. What are you going to do? Crawl in the fucking ozone? Stop.
Yeah, but Star Wars isn't logical like that, is it? I don't know. I think that one would depend on the situation.
I feel like there is a sense of will, like just to lift Grievous, he would be able to mentally, like you're not going to lift me, dude. Like
yeah, he's
there's got to
probably
be.
also like 600 pounds.
Yeah, but you don't judge him by his size.
I don't. I judge no one by their size. I'm just saying, like, it's harder to lift Grievous than it is to lift Obi-Wan.
Remember, he's shorter than you thought.
I expected.
Expect.
That's because he's hunched over and coughing, goddammit. If he stands up full force, he's 8 feet tall.
If he didn't have that droid influenza, Jesus, gotta get rid of that. Kick the cab.
Speaking of, I never talked about it, but one of my recent toy acquisitions is a pre-suit General Grievous. Did I talk about that on the show? Or no?
Oh, I see him. Sand dune.
Looks quite badass, I would say.
It looks like Sand Missile. Sand Missile Supreme.
Sorry, the lighting's terrible.
But he's looking at you. Yeah, he's it's a cool species, and you can... like
They modeled his face off of, like, the mask that he wears. Because his mask comes off, actually. He looks like
he's an ugly dude.
a Klingon.
He does look like a Klingon.
A Klingon with a long face, long snout.
He's got teeth on his teeth. Does he brush... Are those teeth or hooves on his face?
It's like if you took a picture of Mr. T and melted the bottom half of his face and it, like, stretched out. That's kind of what he looks like.
And you
less bling.
Added a bunch of...
Some spikes. In the teethal region there. No, that's cool. Cool little figure I found. Speaking of figures, Force Friday is happening in a couple days. I don't know when you're listening to this, but...
Are you going to buy?
I'm always
Supreme
gonna buy,
Leader
dude.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, we've seen a couple leaks. I've tried to stay away from most of it just because I kind of want to walk into Target or wherever we decide to go and just experience.
That's obviously one that you would miss, though. Like, you'd just be like, oh, look, a cool new Kylo mask.
But then if you look at the title of it, yeah.
That's,
so,
but it makes sense. Like,
he
he's
is
called Supreme Leader in the...
Yeah. Long live.
Long live.
So Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and then I also saw one or two images of... what are you staring at? You look scared. 1 or 2 images of Black Series Knights of Ren, which I'm very excited about too. I've stayed away from everything else. I have no idea what Legos or anything models. I don't know what's coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not going to be here for that, aren't you?
No, I wonder if there's going to be, if I can catch something randomly in Maryland this week. I don't know if I would be up for it. Actually, I might be able to do that. Might be able to pull that off.
You normally don't get too many toys or anything anyways, though.
Yeah, I'd rather buy one big toy, like a Mopar or something, which I can't afford right now. So
Like a
all
car?
the little toys. Yep, like a vehicle.
Yeah.
So
Or a big Lego set or something.
I've been eyeball fucking a bunch of different stuff, and it doesn't make sense, but I'm still want it.
Wait, car-wise?
Yeah. I want something to play and tinker with, because I got my tools now.
Oh, yeah, in a garage. You want to get someone older. I see what you mean.
Yeah, but then again, we're getting into the fall and winter season, and I'd be giving up my spot in the garage, I've never parked a car in a garage before, ever.
Yeah, it's hard to go back from, isn't it?
I've never had a garage space, so.
We did in our last apartment before we moved downtown.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And we don't have a garage now, but it is covered. But it was still a bit of a transition.
Oh, yeah. Outside. I believe that if you don't have a garage, you park in the weathers.
Yep, you get the weather elements happening.
All right, guys. You want to do Guess the Scene?
I reckon we should. Let's try not to pick the same exact scene that
391.
we've done before. 91 minutes in episode 3?
Yeah. 391.
All right, I can job with it.
I was
I
bringing
can
it
fuck around
up.
with it.
What if it's Ayla being shot?
'Cause we just
Could
talked
you
about that.
imagine?
An hour and a half in? That might not be too far off.
Utapau. That's probably where I'm going to be landing.
Utapau it is, yes.
Do you should. So, Guess the Scene is where we guess the scene.
Yeah, so for anyone that isn't familiar, we call it a time like we just did, episode 3, 91-minute time code, and we try to figure out exactly what's going on at that. Oh, boy, what's going on here? There we go.
So,
Sorry.
episode 3, 91 minutes in. What is the scene at that minute marker?
And the one cheat that we always give everybody is the total length of time of the movie.
Which is 2 hours and 10 minutes, I believe.
If Kerner was on here right now, he would know exactly.
2:14.
He knows the height of all the actors, and he knows the exact time length of the movie. 2 hours 20.
2:20.
So we're an hour and a half, so we're 50 minutes away. And this is one where I always think that the climax of the movie is a lot shorter than it actually is. I would say that the Order 66 and Anakin falling to the dark side through the end is about a good third of the movie.
No, I would say it's less, because you got to think at the end, all it is Anakin and Obi-Wan. There's not. I guess like Padme's giving birth a little bit, but that's after.
Padme's giving birth a little.
A little.
Just a little.
She's crowning.
Just the savior of the galaxy, possibly.
She's popping them out.
90 minutes.
91 minutes in. Hour and a half plus 1 minute. Wow.
Fuck.
I'm going to guess. Jeez.
I'm gonna. Oh man, this is so hard. My instinct was to say Anakin's landing on Mustafar, but I think it's too early. I think the time code is too early for that scene.
Oh, you know what? There is another big battle going on. I'm an idiot.
Yes, you are.
Sidious and Yoda battles going on at the same time, right?
Yeah, but those happen simultaneously. I just mean like from when Anakin confronts Palpatine, from there to the end of the movie. I think that's like a third of the movie.
Yeah, it's all action from there on out.
Because they try to arrest him, and then they fight there, and then Obi-Wan and Yoda find out. Then he goes to Mustafar, and then they fight again, and then
God, I don't even know what to like.
It's a tough game sometimes.
Guess. I mean, do you think Order 66 is happening, or if we're beyond? You're thinking that we're beyond that?
I'm thinking it's probably maybe right about that time. I'm just gonna, I'm Commander Cody. I'm just gonna say it's Execute Order 66. Commander Cody.
I'm gonna guess. Man.
Put your guesses in quick, friends. If you're listening after the fact, pause the show if you decide to do such a thing so you can think about it.
I'm gonna guess.
But obviously don't cheat.
I'm gonna guess Yoda and Obi-Wan are getting back to the Jedi Temple.
Oh, and he's reviewing the hollow footage.
It's right, yeah. So they're out front fighting the troopers.
Okay.
That's gonna be my guess.
All right, let's scrub through this mofo. If you're not watching the live video, you should watch it next time. We're gonna scrub through.
So get in your guess.
Let's see.
Hour and a half in.
Yeah, 35 was a lot that happens on Coruscant. 43 minutes is the opera scene. 50 minutes is the Kashyyyk battle. Utapau stuff's happening about a minute. Oh, so here we
terrible
are.
truth.
A minute and 8. Anakin
A
is
minute
telling
eight.
Mace about
A minute and 8.
Wow.
An hour 8.
An hour and 8, sorry. Damn.
68 minutes in, we're already realizing the truth.
Just realized a terrible truth.
Are you serious, motherfucker? That's
The
what he
script,
should have
the
said.
script is horrible. Oh, boy.
So I think I might be closer then.
They're fighting Palpy, 113. Yeah,
Henceforth.
119. Order 66
Here's
is happening.
66.
121.
Oh, Mopar's getting a little close here.
Oh, boy.
Another 10. Another
All
10 minutes.
All right.
Obi-Wan. Oh, my God. No, not the hairbrush scene.
No, it's on the hairbrush scene. Oh, they're on the 10 of 4, though.
They're deciding to go back right there. Damn it.
Oh, see, I should have went with my first fucking guess. Anakin is literally landing on Mustafar at 131.
This is the epic.
Why don't
Part
I
of the
just?
soundtrack,
Why don't I
too.
just go with my fucking instincts?
So we see him. Oh, he slaughters those guys.
Yeah, we're getting some shots of Mustafar, and then he's about to land, right? Or is he already there?
Oh, he's saying, I have sent my new apprentice, Darth Vader.
to fuck you up.
I'm going to cut you in half.
All right,
Man,
so I
I
guess
was
I
like
was
2
off.
minutes off. They're arriving.
No, you were a minute off. You almost within the grace period, Mopar.
Whoa, close.
You're close.
Close,
Sorry.
close.
Maybe next time.
Look
So did you? He looks so angry.
Both of them are like, what the fuck are you talking about, Obi-Wan? We should stop for drinks.
I know a great cantina over here, about 3 blocks from the temple. Oh,
I know the
boy.
owner. We should get happy hour. Permanent.
So did you win or did you lose? The winner gets a shout out right now, and if you're not live, then it doesn't matter.
You still get
So,
shouted? You still get shut out.
you could shout out yourself.
Hey, free me. I'm shutting myself out within 2 minutes. That's a pretty good guess out of the whole 2 hours and 20.
Yeah, you almost nailed the grace period. We have a 1 minute grace period either direction, so you're close.
Close.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Another one down. Another one I lost. I think I've won 2 out of how many? 50.
Yeah, I think I've probably only won like 4. I had a streak there, and then I've been cold for many episodes.
If anybody wants a job as an intern for the Rogue Squadron, just make a spreadsheet of all of the guest the scenes in the past however many episodes.
Yeah, if you ever want to do work
way
and
we-
not get paid,
Yeah.
just give us a call.
We'll send you stickers, and we'll buy you beer if you're in town.
Good the galaxy.
Oh yeah. All right, so we got a couple things coming up here on the fucking Star Wars news docket.
I finished Mass Effect 2. I always like to get the
Just
gaming.
about to get into Star
I
Wars.
always like to get the gaming out of the way.
You want to talk about Star Wars in the Star Wars show?
We just did
I beat Mass.
episode 3.
You beat Mass Effect 2.
I did beat Mass Effect 2.
That was fast.
I powered
That was
through
about
it.
like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, I mean during the weekend, like in the mornings, I'll bust out. I mean, Glass Armor actually enjoys watching me play video games. So especially if it's like hard story driven.
It's a solid
So she'll just
relationship.
she'll just sit there and watch, and she'll be like, "Oh shit, Jack's fucking shit up." And be like, "Yeah," because I'm telling her.
Look at Miranda's ass. Holy
Like,
shit.
I know. Half the time I'm like, "Do you see that? I put her in the dark underoos this time because you can change her."
It's got better curves,
Yeah.
better highlights.
But I saved everyone this time for the first time. Because
Right.
last time I accidentally, Miranda
Yeah.
died. But
You talked some shit to Miranda and she wasn't having it.
I was a hard renegade. And it was difficult to choose that stuff. Dark side for the people who haven't played.
Yeah.
So
You
I mean,
feel bad.
so the one that I wasn't really 100% understanding was you pick up Legion and the Geth. There's like haywire Geth going crazy, and you can try to rewrite them and save them, or you can just kill them off.
Right.
And I killed them off, and it gave me 30 renegade points. I'm like, Jesus, that's like destroying an entire species.
Almost, yeah.
But like I just killed off renegade Geth. Like I didn't understand why it was that bad.
But they're not renegade for their own reasons. Like something, I can't remember the exact
Yeah, it's like
moment,
a virus.
but
It's a virus that gets in.
Yeah, so the whole thing is supposed to be like, you understand that they were working with Saren because... Why were they working with Saren? Weren't they mind controlled or something?
No, because it was they're like AI, like they understand. Right. So they thought going with Saren would be the best, but they made a mistake. Like, and that's why when Legion finds you and is thinking about shooting you, he's like, no, that doesn't make sense because he or she, whatever shepherd you are, can help me. So that's where they decide like, no. The true enemy are the Reapers. Let's all group up. So they're kind of they're aware, which is it's kind of a mindfuck because they're robots, but they're aware robots, and they're all one. They're all interconnected. So like Legion's speaking for the Geth. He's not just speaking for himself.
That's so badass. And they were the the enemy in the first one that you just finished. Yeah.
Yep. And when
Legion's
he speaks to you,
badass.
When he speaks to you, he says, "We do this. We think this.
We are Legion.
We are Legion." It's
so cool.
Holy fuck! So
Shepherd Commander.
I fucked up the game somehow because no one would fuck me.
You were talking mad shit last episode about you trying to bang everybody.
I was, and I must have messed it up. Maybe. Well, I must have messed up because I had dinner with that chick. Jack found out I had dinner with that chick.
Took her out some chicken parmesan and it just wasn't happening.
Jack's like, I saw that.
Wait, who are you talking about? The like the radar technician lady?
Yeah, you have a message. Well, I'll give you a message. Some Parmesan chicken up in the day.
Some Alliance approved message for you.
Here you go. So, yep, that's my story. I did power through it. I'm not a fan of the second one. I like the battle, the
action,
the gameplay,
combat,
the combat. I like that. It is definitely a huge upgrade from the first one. The first one's so clunky. So, but I still like the first one.
Yeah, it's a little bit clunky, but it's also a different style.
It is, yeah.
The second one felt much more fast-paced.
It is,
and much more real time.
Well, and it like forces you to use your powers because you run out of ammo real quick. So you're like power, maybe shoot a little bit, power, and you're like, Jesus.
Yeah. I've always said that 1 is very RPG heavy, 2 is very combat heavy, and 3 is like a perfect balance between the two.
Yeah, I was just excited to get to 3. Again, because then you start really picking up your old teammates, right? Because Liara comes back, I think.
Yep, and Ashley comes back with that long hair. She's looking good.
Ashley. And then, of course, Garrus is still with you. See, I felt bad because I didn't use Garrus at all this whole game. I kept using Miranda for her powers because I'm a straight soldier. So I was using the Miranda and then like an off one, like the Drell. But all right, that's enough Mass Effect. Let's get into Star Wars stuff.
Thane's so good, man.
Thane's cool.
Thane is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, I wouldn't mind playing some Mass Effect 3 multiplayer.
Yeah. Actually, just to wrap that up, the scientist I used a fuck ton.
Dude, Morden's so good.
Yeah. Well, and because he's so tech heavy, and then Miranda was biotic heavy, and then me being combat or soldier, it all meshed real well. So that was kind of the group that I went with. Morden tried to bang me.
What?
Because I was femshep, yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was going to say I didn't think Morden was gay.
Yeah, femshep. And I had to say, like, no, dude, I'm not interested. I don't want to see your Solarian genitalia right now.
Oh, so you easily could have gotten banged. You just decided not to.
Yeah.
Well, that's your own fault then. You should have taken one for the team and rolled the dice. I want to know what Morden was packing.
What is he?
What's he fucking with down there?
Is it down there? Or is it like they have that little chest thing? Is it up there? I don't know how they do.
How do you know it's a chest? Are you assuming? Jesus Christ, Melbar.
It goes shoulder, dick, chest. Those Solarians, they got that hangle. They got that hangle up high.
Hangle.
Hangle up high.
Going as a hangling.
All right, good day, Galaxy. Yeah, and then I finished off the Reaper. I am really excited to get into the third one. I really just powered through. I just powered through the second one. I'm just not a fan of the storyline. I don't care about many of the characters. Morden's cool. Miranda's all right. This whole Cerberus thing's kind of, it throws a monkey in the wrench.
Jesus.
But, yeah, fun times. So let's get into Star Wars here.
Yeah, let's talk about Star Wars. So there's a couple things that are happening. Force Friday is coming out this week, as we said earlier. Force Friday is coming out. Force Friday is happening. As we said, and for the first time in the past 4 or 5 years, they actually released a trailer teasing everything that they were going to debut at Force Friday last week. And along with that came a trailer for Fallen Order, which I don't know if you've seen. A new trailer, so we can bump through that.
Oh yeah.
and a couple toy previews, which I mostly skipped, but I saw a Knights of Ren figure, which looked pretty dope. Definitely excited to collect all the Knights of Ren. A mask of Kylo labeled Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, which is pretty fucking badass. And I think that's all I saw as far as the toys go.
Yeah.
Oh, they unveiled a new giant Lego set, which is a Star Destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
It's bigger than that giant $800 Millennium Falcon one. I don't know if that's coming out with Force Friday, but I did see that recently as well.
Man, I would admit if they were cheaper, that would be something cool. I wouldn't even know what to do with it though. Like you buy it and then you're like, well,
You have to basically
gotta-
just build it and put it on display.
yeah, I gotta put an addition onto my house for the goddamn Star Destroyer.
Yeah. Yeah, but you build it yourself.
Park it on the roof.
See? Now you're thinking. You got to get some string and just hang it from the ceiling in all your rooms. You
put
just
a
have
little-
ships everywhere.
Little Docking Bay 94 sign out front.
Yeah.
Good day,
Build a
Galaxy.
little Jeddah. Stop saying that.
Good day,
Build a little
Galaxy.
Jeddah City model and have it like just hanging over Jeddah. That'd be pretty dope.
Jeddah City.
Yeah. So you're not much one for toys. I collect very particular things, so I'm excited for Force Friday. I like Pop Funkos, like very specific ones. I'll get a few Legos, get a few action figures. Grabbing all the Knights of Ren, I think, will be a nice little mission.
Have you seen? You didn't see that picture, huh?
What picture?
Of the Knights of Ren.
From the
I think-
magazine or from the toys?
The magazine.
I think I did. We can just pull
It
it up,
came
here
up.
since I do have the internet in front of myself.
Also, maybe we can do a kind of a half reaction to the Fallen Order thing, which is, they did. It wasn't just the same old shit. They added quite a bit of depth to the story of Fallen Order. So it really got me excited. So.
But I am going to tell you right now, before we even get into that shit, that based on the type of game that it is, I am a little worried that I'm not going to like it.
Well, with that attitude.
Because I'm a Star Wars fan. I don't like anything. All right, so Empire Magazine is coming out. I don't know what the exact
What is Empire?
lineup is, but they do magazine features with a bunch of magazines leading up to a movie. Vanity Fair was usually the first one with
Yeah.
a bunch of photos. They'll do Empire. They'll do, Variety.
Rebellion.
Do Rebellion. They'll do Empire. Yeah.
9 movies up to this, man.
So there's one cover with both of them. And then there's 2, and if you're watching the live stream, you can see all this. And then there's 2 different covers, one with Kylo and one with Rey, and they form like a main image, if you put them together, of them like dueling it out. And we just have a picture of David Gilmour here. Great, thank you for the ads. Empire.
Volkswagen and Pink Floyd. Do you like it?
And it says the title World Exclusive J.J. Abrams on the end of the Skywalker saga.
What does it say? Another fine meth? Are we? Why does it say that?
Aaron Paul on Breaking Bad.
Oh, gotcha. That's another thing, man. Woo! They released another trailer teaser for the Breaking Bad movie.
Wait.
Ray looks like, Ray looks like Leia there.
Yeah, she kind of does.
Look at the cheeks on her. She looks like Leia.
Oh,
Whoa!
New fan theory.
What if she is?
Ray is Leia. Oh yeah, so and then here's the
Raya.
main one with them standing back to back.
Raya, butt to butt, cheek to
That's really
cheek.
cool art, especially comparing that to the art of the poster that we got a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
It's really kind of suggesting that it is one force. Like everything's coming together. Like I feel like in the original trilogy, it was very black and white. It was Jedi. You saw like on the cassette tapes, it was Darth Vader's mask, and then it was Stormtrooper. Then it was Yoda's face, and it was very separate, very black and white. I enjoy it, man. It's all coming together.
Well, it's black and white in a way because it is vividly telling you have dark versus light here.
Mhm.
But where the gray comes in is that Rey's not a Jedi and Kylo's not a Sith, so this is different than everything we've ever seen before. And yet we still have the dichotomy of good versus evil. So they're really throwing everything up in the air. What is happening?
Richard.
What is happening? What are you doing? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I was untangled. Gotta tangle it up. Yeah, I am just overly excited. I want to know, well, he crushes his mask, In 8, in the elevator.
Yeah, they're gonna rebuild it.
Do you think he's like Batman, where he just has 1,000 of them on order?
No, you can see it in the first teaser that he's rebuilding it,
Yeah, but maybe.
and you can see it in the cover here that it's got those red fucking welding lines.
Just because he bedazzled it doesn't mean
He didn't bedazzle it. He hired some creature to bedazzle it.
Maz.
Some hairy hands. No, not
Hairy
Maz.
hands.
That's what it looked like. Maybe
Oh,
it's-
you're
maybe
saying
it's Chewy.
You're saying that it wasn't him that rebuilt it?
In the first teaser that we saw at Celebration, you can see a pair of small, hairy hands welding his mask back together.
Ooh.
That's all I'm saying.
Hairy hands.
Maybe he was wearing a Teen Wolf outfit that day when he decided to put his mask together again. You never know.
Harry Hans, Solo.
Because then that's their view into our universe. That could be very crazy to them.
What if Thanos shows up?
That could be a nice bridge.
Wouldn't that be just the shittiest thing to ever do? But also, like, what?
The shittiest thing to ever do would be time travel.
Yeah, they need to stay clear of that.
And I'm saying that now, knowing that if they did do it, they'd probably do it okay. But I just don't know if I want time travel in Star Wars. No, I don't think so.
You know, I was thinking about time travel because I caught a little bit of Terminator series. Terminator Genesis was on or something in the hotel room, and I wasn't even watching it. I was just kind of like, whatever.
It's not good.
But it's like, there was one scene, I believe, that John Connor he had to kill someone or else he would never exist. And I'm like, first of all, the fact that he's alive right now means it works out. Because if you're not alive right now to kill the killer, then
That's where the time travel stuff doesn't make sense.
it doesn't. Like, you're not going to be here to do this if you don't kill him. It's like, I have all the time in the fucking
I'm
world.
already here.
I know. The fact that I'm here means we won.
That's where I think Endgame did the best that anybody could ever possibly do with time travel, even though it's a mindfuck to begin with. But I want to watch it again to see what their rules are. But I think they did it pretty well.
I didn't think they fucked up because, well,
I guess that's the right way to say it. They didn't mess it up.
Well, I felt like it wasn't like a hard, we went back in time, and because they blipped. It was like they went back and they came back. So they returned.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, we're back on this one timeline, which is fine. So everything's still going forward normally. See what I'm saying? Because everybody blipped. It was a 4-year period in there that would... I don't know. I felt like they did it fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but it still fucks with my head as far as, like, they went back to that base in the 70s and got the Tesseract when they bumped into Tony's dad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, it all works out fine as long as we bring it back. I'm like, well, yeah, but, like, how do the two timelines work, and how long does it take you to bring the thing back, and is there any blip in between you actually bringing the Tesseract back to that moment that would cause things to get fucked up? It just doesn't make
So you gotta
sense.
imagine like the original timeline. Like you say they went back and talked to Tony's dad. If they didn't go back in time,
That's what I'm saying. When it originally happened in the 70s, not that we've ever seen that scene before, but when that played out in the original 1970s in that universe, did he actually run into Tony, who went by a fake name, in that vault?
he had to have. That's the only way. Like
That's
it's like
where,
they almost
that's
had
where
to,
like you can't even try to make sense of it.
well,
though,
they
I
had to
don't
like
think.
fulfill what already happened. Like even though Tony wasn't aware that it happened, he had to fulfill that in his past. That his dad already met him somehow. It's almost like that scenario where they go back because they need to, and he accidentally runs into him, but his dad already did in the past or on the original timeline. I don't know. It's stormtroopers.
Well, like in the original Terminator, like Kyle Reese is John Connor's dad.
Yeah.
So he came back in time to save Sarah Connor, even though he didn't know who she was. And then they banged, and she got preggers to create John Connor, who eventually in the future would send Kyle Reese back. Like, what the fuck? None of it makes sense. Like, time travel just doesn't. It's not going to work. This is not going to make sense at all.
Yeah, why? How would Kyle Reese exist if he never went back?
No, I'm just saying John Connor wouldn't have existed if Kyle Reese never came back.
But neither would.
But if John Connor didn't exist, he couldn't have sent Kyle
Exactly.
Reese back. But if Kyle Reese never got sent back, he couldn't have birthed John Connor. Or inseminated Sarah to make John Connor or whatever.
Holy crap.
Like, if you think about time as a fourth dimension, we have What are the 4 dimensions?
Time, space.
No, not that. Like an axis, like length, width, height, and time.
Yeah.
Well, like, what if we're talking about time travel? Like, what if you just fuck with the length of something? Like, that would make just as little sense. That doesn't count.
What do you mean?
He's pulling apart an accordion thing.
I have an accordion in my pocket.
What's that called? A bungee something or other? Sorry, I don't know anything about science, so I'm just talking.
That's why we're behind mics and not beakers, because we don't know shit.
Yeah, if I was making the chemicals right now, we would all be exploded.
In the chemicals.
Rolling back, my point was that no time travel in Star Wars, please.
Yeah.
I guess if they were the universe to do it, though, nothing in Star Wars makes sense. So
it would be really nice if they identified something that really split the Jedi originally, and like the dark side tainted them for some whatever reason.
That they've been trying to like bury over the past like 1,000 years.
Yeah,
and
well, like
gets
even
uncovered.
if somehow they went back to Coruscant, because what's going on in Coruscant this whole time?
As far as I know, it's the
Polish.
HQ of the Empire once Palpatine takes over. And then once the Empire falls, I don't know what happens. Shinobi, do you know what happens?
Are we assuming that the Hosnian system was only the New Republic? So Coruscant was no longer used by the Republic?
It might have been used, but it wasn't the capital.
Like Dantooine. For the Jedi.
Base is on Dantooine.
Was Dantooine still used at that time by the Jedi? Or
I think
was
she
it
just made it
abandoned?
up.
She's like, I heard this in a book once. Dantooine.
I played KOTOR. I heard Dantooine. I'm gonna say that shit. Oh, they were on Dantooine. Oh, they were on Manan. What if she said Manan? They went to Manan. There's a bunch of fucking fish here. What are you talking about?
That is badass that they did that though. She just mentioned Dantooine, and then Drew Carpenter was like, "Yep, I'm creating fucking Dantooine here."
Flying mantis, prey mantis. Wow, mantis.
Manta ray,
Manta rays, flying manta rays,
sting wards,
praying mantis rays,
dogs,
praying mantis rays. Do you like that title better than whatever you said earlier?
carbs and cocks.
You hangle up high is what you said earlier.
Angle up high.
Praying mantis rays.
Oh man.
I'll use both options.
Shinobi says, if I recall correctly, Coruscant was still home to the Senate and its representatives.
If I recall, click.
So we do have to remember that the Galactic Republic, for what it was, still existed, even though the New Order was separate. Wait.
The Republic and the Resistance are separate.
Yeah, but the New Republic is on the Hosnian system.
Correct.
So he's wrong. New Republic.
No, I think he's saying during the Empire era, Coruscant was still home to the Senate.
I'm telling you, what
The
if they
Imperial
go?
Senate.
What if they connect everything? They go back to the Death Star. There was some important shit there. They find something. They have to go back to that the Jedi Temple was built over some crazy Sith burial ground shit.
That'd be cool. Well, all right, so just think of the way that trailers are released and the information that they give us for a giant movie to try to not spoil things.
Yeah.
So think about the fact that they've given us
Death
Rey with a double-bladed red lightsaber.
Yeah.
They've given us the Death Star ruins on Endor. That's a pretty big reveal. So what are they
Palpy.
holding back?
Helpy.
Palpatine, Ian McDiarmid coming on stage and everything. So what are they holding back in secret that we're going to see on December 20th or 19th, whatever it is?
Do we not even have a rough runtime yet?
Good question. Let's find the fuck out.
Because I've heard so many different things that it's going to be crazy long. Like even JJ was mentioning it could push 3 hours or something ridiculous like that.
I think that was like a casual quote from
Yeah.
an interview. I wouldn't be mad at that. Let's see what it says on IMDb.
Doesn't say.
No runtime yet. Unrated still. Or not yet rated, I should say, is the real term.
Are we thinking that it might go PG-13 and match up with Episode 3?
No, I think 7 and Rogue One and 8 were all PG-13.
Really? Why? Nothing
I
happens.
think so. I think they are.
I'm interested to know now.
Let us find out. The Last Jedi. Star Wars, The Last... 2017. This feels so long ago, even though it's not. Yeah, PG-13.
Interesting. Why?
That's what I thought. I think they've all been PG-13 since Episode 3.
He cooked a porg? Kids can't see that shit. 12 and under. Hold your eyes. Hold your eyes.
I mean, that scene where Snoke has Rey and she's like torturing her up in the air, that's pretty gruesome. Yeah, Rogue One is PG-13 as well, and Solo, they fucking him and Kira bang the whole time. They make out 19 scenes. That's PG-13 as well. Yeah, they're just gonna keep up with that trend.
Rated R.
Yeah,
For the final wrap up.
Time.
Rated R, man.
Mm-hmm. That'd be nice.
I wonder if since they did a Kylo shirtless scene, if they're gonna do a Rey shirtless scene.
They have to keep it consistent. Yeah.
Yeah.
JJ has to finish what Ryan started.
Declothing the.
Declothing.
Not undressing. Declothing.
Declothing.
Any final thoughts on the? Well, there were other leaked pictures. Do you want to see if you can find that?
Oh boy.
Well, so we're getting to the point where it's going to be Supreme Leader, Master of the Knights of Kylo Ren is going to be his full thing. Supreme Leader, Master of the Kylo Knights of Ren.
Kylo Leader, Master of the Solo
Supreme.
Knights of Skywalker.
Supreme.
I think that's what we're going to.
Supreme's the last.
Oh shit! Yeah, there's some photos I have not seen yet at all.
So that one, there's a bunch of stormtroopers. It's a larger picture. Oh, okay, we're cutting it.
I kind of like being surprised though.
Yeah. So
this is a story from Slash Film.
There's a Mandalorian piloting some ship.
I'm sure it's his ship.
Oh, it's his ship. Yeah, you can see that.
The Razorback Crest or something like that. Razor Crest. Yeah, I like that ship still, by the way.
This is the one that I saw today where everyone's getting blown to.
Oh yeah, Rey's
pieces.
probably, or maybe it's Palpatine force storming the fuck out of everybody.
It looks like a landing pad. I think it's a ship taking off and blowing everybody back. True Jedi is, and she's just like, "Fuck off!"
Yeah.
Just everyone blasts.
Well, because
back.
aren't stormtroopers standing in loading bays all the time when ships take off? It's not like a fucking helicopter.
Right, but if they're getting out of there in a fucking jiffy,
Maybe.
going to light speed from the hangar bay.
So correct me if I'm wrong. The Empire magazine has not come out yet. This is a leak of the cover and of the image. Yeah.
But what's cool is you see Kylo kind of hunched over. He's all in black robes, but it looks like he's using the Force to like cling
Keep him in
himself,
place.
to the ground, which is subtle, but it's so badass.
Also, I don't know if this is just a shadow, but it kind of looks like his face is a little fucked up over here.
Yeah, melted. Mustafar melt.
Force fucked.
That's after he attends the Mustafar fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they've done takeoffs and landings in hangars so many times, and no one's been blown away like a helicopter.
It's
so
a casual takeoff.
it's probably like Palpatine, like force storming shit.
No.
Or
You know
Rey.
what? You know what it could be is
Chewie's just shouting.
that crazy force storm. Maybe it was starting to fuck with shit. That tornado lightning death. Because it's along the same color scheme.
maybe.
But man, I am really excited. I'm excited
for almost everything right now.
Let me ask you something though.
I want to hear all about it.
Out of everything that's coming out, we've got a lot on the docket, and we'll get into Jedi Fallen Order here in a minute. What are, if you had to rank your top 3 excitements, starting with third is the least most, up to, or not least most, but third in line, then second, then your first is the number 1.
Out of all the new Star Wars stuff?
Well, out of everything.
By the end of the year, though.
Well,
Besides Joker, that I don't know
that's
about.
true. I was going to say, like, Jedi Fallen Order, The Mandalorian, Episode 9, The Joker. I thought there was one other big one that was coming out, though. Maybe
I don't
not.
know. Let's just do like Star Wars though for this.
Are you most excited for Episode 9, I would assume?
Well, it keeps going back and forth because my instinct wants to say, like,
I'm most scared for Episode 9 because I do. It's not that I. Was Episode 8 the greatest film of all time? I don't even think it's close, but I love it.
I
Like,
mean,
if
we're
it-
talking about Star Wars, like the greatest movie of all time. It's like that's not even part of the conversation for me.
Right.
I'm not worried about that.
But I would like that to happen. Like,
Now, with
I feel
the
like
Joker, it might be coming to that point.
Exactly.
Yeah, but with Star, like, I'm not worried about that. Like Episode 5, maybe Episode 7, maybe. Yeah, those are both fucking amazing. But like, when you get to Episode 9, part of the deal is if you don't know what happened in the first 9 movies, it's going to have a different impact on you. It can't be that same movie for everybody involved. All right, talk to these people. I'm going to go urinate.
Urinate.
Tell them about it.
So if I had to rank it, sitting here by myself, I'm not going to sing this time. Commander always finds my singing and puts it at the end of it. I think I mean, maybe it's just because it's more immediate, but I am just fucking overhyped for the Joker. Like I said earlier, it might just because we've had so much Star Wars content come out, whether it's the comics or the games coming out, The Mandalorian, Episode 8, 7, two standalones. We've had a lot. Even the theme parks opening up and all that. I think the Joker is my number 1, and then I have to go number 2, Episode 9, just because it's the finale, guys. This is the big the fireworks show. So I am super hyped for that. But yeah, The Mandalorian. I feel like I don't want to dog shit on it. I don't want to sing about it, but it's gonna be fresh and new. I just don't know what to expect, I guess. We're realistically, I don't have expectations for The Mandalorian. As far as like Episode 9, I have high expectations. So it could go either way. If they meet or exceed expectations, obviously Episode 9 could be one of the best Star Wars films of all time. But we shall see once we get there. Hey, I'm back.
So what did you decide on for your order?
Did you make it to the bathroom?
No, I just peed on the floor.
I said Joker 9 Mando, and I just explained because Joker's more immediate. And we've had so much Star Wars content, so I'm a little, just a half tinge diluted.
Half tinge fucked. I don't know if there's that many things that I'm super excited about other than Star Wars though. Throughout the end of the year, I feel like all the big movies have come out over the summer. Don't you agree?
It's three.
It's 3. It's partially 3.
Comes in pints.
So if I'm talking just Star Wars, I would say Fallen Order's at the bottom of my list for 3, and then Mando's 2, and then Skywalker's 1.
That's my explanation was, like, I have no expectations for Mando, even though I'm hyped for it. 9, I have major expectations. Like, I don't want to say I need to see this, I want to see that, but we have existing characters that have come so far. I want to see where those characters go or take it. I want to see what happens with Palpatine. I want to see, there's so much in depth there. Where the Mandalorian, it starts fresh. It's brand new. It could go anywhere which is going to be super refreshing. But
yeah,
it's not going to have the super crazy impact of what happens.
That's where it gets tricky with me because obviously like 9's closing out the entire saga, and that's huge. But at the same time, Mando is starting something totally brand new. It's on a brand new streaming service. Jon Favreau's producing, which I think is huge. It's the first Star Wars live-action series ever. So many great directors and great cast members are involved. The story is very intriguing. It's 6 years after Return of the Jedi. There's so many elements there that make me want to say that that's my most hyped thing. But every time I go back and just get a glimpse of Kylo Ren, I'm just like,
do it.
It's got to be Episode 9 as number 1.
We can't even say this is going to be like the finale because this is the third finale.
It's true. But as they've kind of built it, this is the end of
the finales.
But they could always just go back and be like, guys are doing 10 through 12.
This is the final finale until the next one.
Well, because, I mean, I know there's people that hate the new era for some reason, but there are strong characters in Rey and Poe and Finn and Kylo Ren. Like, there's room there based on what they do for them to go on. I mean, Lucas originally, I guess he did kind of originally want to do extra ones.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say they could leave it open, but they could close it off very well. I'd be happy either way.
It can't be a hard cap. They have to leave it open, and not to say that they will do that to continue the story, but you have to come to a conclusion that things will go on. Like, it's always, they could defeat Palpy or whatever happens in this, and then, someone else is going to be like, look, I'm kind of pissed.
Well, I would disagree under the terms that they've already announced that there's different projects happening that are in different eras with different characters. Well, so, Disney owning Star Wars, obviously things are going to go on, but as far as this story of 9 movies is done.
I know, I'm just saying storyline. At the end of 9, it's not going to be like, hey, we're all happy, everything's perfect now, and I really think it's going to be kind of shaking. Like, it's almost going to be a big eraser, I feel like. What's happened in the past 8 movies that they're just gonna slowly erase by maybe defeating Palpy or something, where it's gonna be a clean slate. After what happens in this, it's gonna be a culmination, a big eraser over the Jedi and their culture, the Sith and their disastrous. I feel like it's gonna be like Kylo and Rey come out of this, and it's like a big deep breath, like they exhale. And it's like, look, we're not friends, but we can't go back to that. And then they'll just like walk away, and that's it. Like, but that leaves it open. Like, do you really think?
I don't know, man.
Do you think either of those people are gonna die, Rey or Kylo?
One of them is going to die. I think so for sure. I guess my one fear for 9 is that they're going to tie things up with a bow, make it happy, and that way the saga's over. In one way, I want the saga to be over, but I can also see them ending it very cliche, so I'm worried about that.
What do you mean cliche?
Like, oh, Kylo was definitely the bad guy, so we definitely killed him, and now we're definitely happy.
As long as Kylo dies, that's the end of the movie, and we're good. Like, hurrah.
And I don't necessarily want that to happen. I mean, he's still Ben Solo in some regard. I could still definitely picture him being redeemed. I could definitely picture him coming back. And, you know, we've talked about this a million times. Palpatine's the real evil. Kylo realizes it at the last minute, changes his ways, saves Rey, kills Palpatine, and dies in the process. But I think one of the two of them has to die for sure.
What character do you think that people assume is going to die that will live? Do you think Chewie's going to live through all this?
I fucking hope so, man.
Do you think Leia is going to live through all this?
No.
Do you think R2-D2 and C-3PO?
But at the same time, I don't know if they'll show Leia dying in 9. I don't think that's going to happen either. It's just kind of like 9 ends, and then look at this idea that he's getting.
Have a view of this.
Please scope this. 9 ends, and then Leia dies afterwards, and it's referenced in a comic or something.
No, Leia dies and communes with Rey through the fucking Force.
That'd be pretty cool, too.
But that's one that we haven't really thought of. She's going to die early, and she's going to be like, Rey, turn the computer off, shoot your proton torpedoes to the hole, bro. But no, we've always been like, oh, Luke's got to reach out, and no, it's got to be Yoda. No, it's got to be Anakin.
No, that's a good idea.
It's going to be Leia.
I kind of want to shut the podcast down until December because I'm worried that we're going to just think of all the plot points, and then the movie's not going to surprise me anymore.
Honestly, if they did exactly that, it would still surprise me.
No, it would, yeah.
Just to see it on screen, I'm sorry.
Screen it on screen.
To view it on home.
That would be cool. I don't know if they would give like Leia. I think she got her little Force moment in 8, though. I think they'll find a nice way to include her, but I don't think she's going to be 100% like pivotal.
What if they duel it up?
Although she is kind of Rey's only mentor, so I don't know.
Well, Luke was there. What if they duel it up, where Luke talks to Rey?
Luke and Leia duel it through the Force Ghost scenario. I think what you're saying.
Where Luke talks to Rey.
Yeah.
Leia talks to Poe.
Why would Poe get a Force vision?
Maz talks to
Chewie. Trying to bang him through the Force. Actually, she's still alive. They could just bang.
What if
and have roasted pork for dessert?
You know, but there is something about Maz that's very intriguing because she isn't. That's the first one that's like.
I think she's back to lay down some knowledge for sure.
Well, but it is like unbiased knowledge, which we haven't had before.
Right.
And that's my point. Is she's this like center point that isn't playing, I guess, a pivotal piece in this yet. But once you erase both sides of the bias and the culture and the terribleness, what's going to be left is just a pure, like, I'm a Force user, but I also run a bar and I get life. I'm not over biased.
Not anymore. The bar's gone.
She can rebuild.
She opened a new one on Nar Shaddaa.
She had a double insurance. She's getting 2 bars now.
That's true.
She barred it up.
Takadana owes her millions of credits to rebuild that shit. I'm the only one bringing commerce to your planet, you fucks. Everyone wants to try to get drunk.
There should be an underwater one for the Gungans.
And the Manons. What are they called?
Mennonites.
What are they called?
Mennonites.
The Selkath. Sorry. The Manonians. The Manonians.
What the fuck? You better get that Listerine out your mouth, girl. Why did I emphasize
Stop trying to hawk a loogie on me right now. Oh, man. No, I think Maz has a very big role to play, and
What if Maz communes with someone?
I think one of the main reasons that I was so annoyed with her portrayal in 8 is
it's cringy.
Yeah, it was a little goofy and a little cringy, but it could have been nice and comical if she had something else to say. I feel like they set her up in 7 to be very wise, and she has some guidance to give to Rey and to Finn. That didn't really happen in 8.
What if?
And I think she has something to come back and talk about in 9.
So I know one of the big question marks was like from 7 where she said, that's a story for another time, how she got the lightsaber.
She pulled it out of her vagina.
But what if it was given to her for safekeeping? Because, like, what if Luke somehow came across it again? He's like, I can't have this. It brings too many crazy memories. Like, I can't I'm too a part of this. I need to give it to someone neutral that doesn't play each side. Because if I give it to someone else who's a strong Jedi, they'll probably be pulled the same way I am. If I give it to Maz, where she's like, look, I'm just trying to run a bar and bang Chewie, like, it might be used in specific orifices,
That's the exact mentor I was looking for to hold on to this lightsaber. Chewie's lover.
Do you have is there any horny frogs around here that know how to keep a Jedi secret? Yeah, I know.
Giant goggles. Would
I
be
know
a
2
plus.
of them. One of them lives here though.
So she could zoom in.
She had to zoom out for Chewie's. Is that right?
I think so.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, no, there's a lot that needs to be explained. I don't think they're going to touch on that for. I'm saying like summer 2020, we're going to start getting books and comics about, Luke and his time building the Jedi Order back up between 6 and 7, and what happened and what led to Kylo's downfall, and Maz maybe coming into the picture. I think she's been in a few things. I think she's in the Poe Dameron comic for an issue or 2. I can't remember 100%.
They
because I didn't read them.
They have kind of taken a lot of.
I forgot about the chat room. Sorry.
They have started taking a lot of the mysticism, the mystical aspects out of Star Wars, and I know they're still. I
disagree.
I feel like they're
I heartily disagree.
Just because stuff doesn't make sense doesn't make it mystical, I guess, is my point. Because, like, Rey's vision on Octo, yeah, it happened, and you're like, what the fuck? But, like, that's not particularly mystical. It just kind of throws another question out there. I'm talking mystical more of, like, I guess more spiritual. Like, something happens that no one understands, but it affects the outcome. And the will of the Force, or I don't know, something weird.
I would say Rey and Kylo's bond. Like,
yeah,
perhaps Snoke thought he was influencing that, but what if it was actually the will of the Force doing that? The fact that the two people that are the exact representation of both sides of the Force at this period of time are linked together for some bigger purpose. I'd say that's pretty mystical. I agree with you, though. Like, the mere thing is just like, well, that just doesn't make any sense. It's not mystical.
Yeah, it doesn't leave you.
Oh, she's a clone. If she's a fucking clone in the movie, I'm gonna be so angry. That's the worst theory I could think of.
You think do you really think that? Because I know the clone. It just makes logical sense that they would clone a bounty hunter, and then Sidious would be like, well, if we can do that, we can clone Force users. I think that's a very comic way to go
if that happened in Avengers, sure, fine. If that happened in Star, like if the Rey that we see with the double-bladed red lightsaber in the trailer walks up to Rey and they have a fucking duel together, please.
So are we?
That is beyond cringe.
Are we assuming that that's a vision?
I definitely think that it's a vision. It's her getting her own vision of the dark side. It's Kylo maybe getting a vision of what things could be. Palpatine's trying to influence people with Force visions or nightmares or something. Yeah, if she walks up as a clone, please God, no.
What if that's what Palpy's power is? Like, overlying power is false visions, and he's giving all these ideas.
Yeah, what happened to Anakin in 3?
Well, that's
Padme
not
dying.
Yeah, it's like a premonition, but it's like a forced premonition to get him to do something.
Have we ever talked about that before?
What?
The fact that Anakin has a Force nightmare of Padme dying in childbirth, and then Palpatine knows about Padme dying in childbirth. Like, I'm sure we've talked about it, but have we talked about the fact that like Palpatine just planted that vision in his head?
Well, yeah, and that's
not real.
Yeah.
We have to at some point.
I don't specifically remember, but it's a valid point. Like, it has to be him implanting all this stuff that this is a possible outcome. But the thing is, like, people assume, like Anakin did, where no matter what I do,
he probably planted the vision of Shmi dying with the Tusken Raiders too.
It's almost like by planting that vision or that nightmare into Anakin, forced it to happen.
Exactly, because we talked about on an old episode about if he decided not to act on that bad nightmare and just treated it like a nightmare, things probably would have been okay.
Yeah, he wouldn't have cut younglings in half.
Right, or choked his wife, who was pregnant.
I mean, it's a valid point. Like, maybe that's it, that I have foreseen it. That's all he fucking says. Vader's like, what do you want for dinner? I have foreseen it. Mac and cheese.
I've foreseen it. Uber Eats arriving in 15 minutes.
But that's like, maybe that was his overlying, like, I know he's powerful, but that's his sadistic, like, he plants thoughts and ideas and minds. And
Yeah.
I think he might have even been doing it low-key with, like, the higher-up Jedi. Like, I am clearly not an evil person, but in different ways. Like, you should be looking over there for the Sith. You should be looking over, and they're like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But he's more like, it ain't me.
Yeah, I understand it.
Oh God, that dude.
Shinobi says Palpatine could read Anakin's thoughts, which I get, but is Palpatine up all night long? We're just waiting for him to have a nightmare.
Just standing outside of their apartment door. He's like, you guys asleep yet?
I slipped you that Ambien.
I slept.
Force Ambien.
Booze
You
is
know
strong
what
with
part of what I hate about canon and stuff is like sometimes speculating this stuff is fun. I mean, it's always fun, but sometimes it's fun to be like, oh yeah, Palpatine was influencing Anakin's decisions and his nightmares and his Force visions up to a point where he turned him into Darth Vader. And I just, and no offense, Shinobi, but I don't want that to get debunked. Because it's fun to just think about that and like, oh, that's obviously what happened. Palpatine's a bad guy. He has influence on midichlorians and the Force. So he obviously made Anakin see these things that made him choke his wife and turn bad.
What I guess
So
what
don't
would the,
debunk it with a storyline from a comic book.
what would
please.
be the defense against just realizing that I guess it's almost like this is a possible future. You have to realize that your actions will still and can still change the outcome to make
Right.
this real or not. But no one ever realizes that. They
Right.
say, I need to change this, and then it ends up happening.
Right.
So it's like almost like you need a filter or to understand my actions. Everything matters from here on out.
Luke did it just like Anakin did. Anakin had that vision. He talked to Yoda. Yoda said, just detach yourself from everything and let it play out how it will, and everything will be fine. Obviously, that's not what happened. Luke saw his friends in danger in Empire and wanted to run away, and they both said, better chill the fuck out and finish your training. You can't even lift the X-Wing. What are you going to do with Vader?
Yeah.
And the same thing happened.
See, that's I actually came across a comment post on something that made a lot of sense, and someone was arguing. Maybe it was one of the patrons, Matt, was arguing in that long feed, I think on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, what a savage.
But it was something along the lines that, like, Luke has been a failure his entire life. Like, everything he does, he
fucked
fucks
everything
up.
up, yeah.
And, you know, even though he
only won because his dad changed his mind.
Yeah.
He was dead. And
Yeah.
Vader was like, oh, wait, never mind.
Yep.
He was dead.
But, I mean, I know there's power in that, but he didn't physically or, like, really do anything. He was just there.
Like, he's not an ultimate warrior.
Right. Well, and to your point on Dagobah, like, he fucked up and left the training and lost a hand.
Right.
You could have just not done that and then faced Vader and killed him. Now, there might have been a different outcome. It's
Of course,
so
the
so
Force
weird.
wills it, yeah.
But you just
All it is as the Force wills it.
you said it like Kerner trying to be cheer it. All is as the Force wills it. Oh man.
I'm one with the Force.
I'm one with it. One with the booze. Let's get into this Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order second trailer
Let's
here.
do that.
I forget the guy's name. Cal.
I'm sure it's canon.
It's Cal.
Mr. Cannon, Jedi Knight.
Cal.
All right, people on the live stream, you can watch this. People
Supersize
that aren't,
that.
Try it again.
Goddamn right, it's supersize. I'm so
All
excited for
right.
this. Yeah, we
Starts with him getting blown away. Oh, sorry.
Why?
And then one of the Inquisitors is trying to chase him.
Look at that! Like it swung it like a baseball bat to deflect that.
Sorry, it's lagging a little bit. It's actually lagging pretty bad. What the shit?
All is as the Wi-Fi wills it.
That's true. I probably shouldn't be on Wi-Fi right now.
What else would you be on?
Well, I'm hardwired in. Just forgot to turn the Wi-Fi off.
Reload.
Who are you?
Oh, there you go.
Okay, shut that thing off and grab some seat.
Grab some seat. Can you pause it? You're
Yeah,
way
what the
behind
hell?
right now. All it is the seat.
I think it's because I'm trying to stream the video and do the video at the same time.
Okay, shut that thing off and
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work.
Don't do full screen. All right, guys.
I thought it was weird that this dude said, "What did he say?"
Grab a seat.
grab some seat.
Grab some
Grab
seat.
some. I was like, "What?" Doesn't make any sense.
The voice acting
God
seems
damn
pretty good though. I am really excited. Be surprised how bad voice acting can really fuck everything up.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on him as an actor.
Him?
Yeah,
I agree.
I think it's definitely like a role specific thing. Obviously loved him in Shameless.
I didn't like he's good in Shameless, but he didn't like blow me away. I thought it was a weird character to do, so I get it was kind of difficult, but
Yeah.
I thought from that maybe I just can't get Ian out of my mind from Shameless, and because it's a weird transition to this.
Yeah.
For me. Also, he played some Joker stuff. In
In Gotham,
I
which
think.
I've never
Yeah.
seen. I've seen a few clips.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. It's pretty weird. Weird in like not a great way too. I feel bad saying that, but
So just rolling away from Star Wars for a second, there's the one moment where I will give DC a lot of credit is that they have the fluidity to do different iterations of the same character. And I think they've done that really well with Batman and with the Joker. So yeah, I haven't watched Gotham start to finish myself, but the fact that can be one iteration of the Joker where we also have Heath Ledger as one iteration and now Joaquin Phoenix as one iteration and obviously all the others. I think that's really cool. Everybody kind of gets to put their own spin on it, which is good. They need
and
to
then you have the
to leverage
Skyrim
that
version,
shit.
Cicero.
Cicero, yeah. And then the Overwatch version is Junkrat. See, guys, it all connects. All right, I downloaded an MP4 of this. Let's see if that works any better. Let's switch the camera.
Good day. Okay, let's get back into this.
Okay, let's try this again. So
It
he's
loo-
getting blown away by
it-
the Inquisitor.
It looks great though.
It does look very good. Yes, I'm not going to lie about that. And then someone that he
Watch
doesn't
this.
know is calling him into their ship for escape.
Swing, slide, slice. Woo!
Just barely missed.
Who are you people?
Grab some sleep.
Okay, shut that thing off and grab some seat.
Why is that in there?
What do you mean? Grab some seat.
It doesn't make any sense.
Sit down.
I understand what he's trying to say.
That's a cool
I
ship.
know you don't trust me,
You don't
but
have
we
to.
have a common enemy and a common cause.
Ooh.
It's always interesting.
Starforge. He's finding something.
Potentials.
He's searching for something,
He's searching for something.
something very precious to the Empire.
So the main antagonist is going to be the Inquisitors.
Are you with us?
So you do have like companions. That's fun.
All right, where we going next?
See, you're in search. You get to go through a bunch of different worlds.
But now you'll see that it looks very much like Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm not about.
Save them. Not from the Empire.
Man, what if it forces you to make Mass Effect decisions?
I fucking hope so. It needs something to differentiate. Helicopter lightsaber.
But like fighting those crazy big beasts like that he was, it does remind me a little bit of like Dark Souls, where you're just completely overpowered, but you got to figure it out. It'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks cool. It looks well made. I'm not really in criticism of most of it, but that's just not my game. It's just not my kind of game. Is the action
A
stuff.
good one.
Like Force Unleashed.
The I will say like the lightsaber combat kind of reminds me of the old Jedi Knight games, which was always they were always praised for it.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like hacking at each other. Like you can see it like mesh very well against the
Right.
the bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I hope it's fluid.
It seems pretty fluid, and I think it'll be a good story. There is still some mystery between episode 3 and 4, so I guess I'm most curious about how a group of seemingly non-Jedi know who he is and exactly what happened and what they're planning to do about it. Is this some other like vague tie into the rebellion?
Maybe the Jedi dude doesn't know anything about the rebellion.
No, I'm saying that the people that pick him up and try to rescue him.
The Jedi, Cal has no idea about the rebellion, and these people are part of it.
Yeah.
So, like, this is, like, the first interaction between, like, a rogue Jedi or running for his life and, you know, supporters of the rebellion. So they're like, dude, just chill out, grab some seat.
Grab some seat. Do you have any big expectations for this game,
No.
story-wise?
No. I don't.
I'm just saying, like, story-wise, like fan service stuff.
No.
Ahsoka?
It happens between 3 and 4.
Similar time period as
I don't know,
Rebels,
man.
I would say, like a little bit before Rebels, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe, Obi Kenobi?
Ahsoka, Obi, Vader. All possibilities. Maul.
Tarkin. Yeah.
Tarkin. Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity. I mean, Sidious. I mean, you can go Yoda. There's a lot of people still around after episode 3.
I think it's pretty clear that Yoda's totally off the grid until Luke finds him.
Bail.
He's
You
pretty
could
crazy.
see Bail or Leia.
Yeah, I think the most obvious connection is something. The
Like a
Inquisitors
young-
are obviously there. We already see that. So some connection to the Rebel storyline makes the most sense.
Like a young Leia would be fucking psychotically
Young
cool.
Leia, Bail, Mon Mothma, all that kind of stuff. I think that makes the most sense. So we'll see. Trailer.
Kiadi Mundi. Well, fuck.
Revan. Oh wait, shit.
Joker. The Joker.
Joker. Shit. Wait,
Thanos.
Commander Shepard.
Maz could be in it.
Maz could be in anything. She's a million years old. No, it looks cool. Trailer looks smooth. Yeah, I'm excited. I shouldn't say that. I'm not excited. I shouldn't
Yes,
say
you
that.
are.
I don't know,
You
man.
just have such low expectations that, like, if the game is just simply good, I think you'd be like, oh man, this is great.
This is good.
Yeah, but you have such low expectations because
I'm also
there's no good things to base it off of.
I know.
But it does have. It seems like there is a fluid storyline. It does seem like there's at least some. I want to go to Manan next, something like that. So you can, and I hope there's ways you can kind of fuck it up where I shouldn't have killed that guy. He actually would have helped us if I saved him in some sort, like a Juhani kind of aspect where if you go in and you make decisions and it actually can affect the outcome or at least the ease of the outcome.
Yeah, an RPG element like that I think would be a big addition to that type of like action game where a lot of stuff's predetermined.
Even if it was Force Unleashed, but you included hard decisions, it would really add a lot to your character.
Different party members, extra side missions. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
As long as Liara's in it, stripping. Have you ever sat in one of those bars and just watched one of the the blue chicks just shake their Oh yeah. What are you here for, honey? Some of that.
Some of that Krogan.
Whatever you got, I want. Why did I go half? Oh my God, Forrest Gump. Whatever you got, I want. I'm not a smart Krogan, but I know what I actually don't know.
I know what ass is.
Jesus.
All right, that's where we are. All right, well, next time you see us, we'll hopefully have some more toys, so that'll be cool.
Or better content, or a better show, or fuck.
Jesus. More beer, maybe. When's your beer fast over?
I don't know. We'll be probably another few weeks though. We'll see.
Wasn't it a specific day?
It's I'm sticking to it real harsh like, but also I'm not saying I'm not gonna slip or just say fuck it for today or
next episode, 37 beers.
Actually, tonight you want to go? No.
I've just been watching Always Sunny, so like doing stupid shit with a lot of beer just makes the most sense right now.
I don't know where I was going with that.
We'll
it's
see
too
what
hot
happens.
for beer. We gotta wait till it gets on to the 70s again.
Yeah, well, also the HVAC in my office is broken, so it's like 90 in here right now, and I'm dying. So we'll see what happens next week. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get some toys in a couple days.
If you had a 3-word description of what the Last Jedi will, or I'm sorry, the Rise of Skywalker will end up being, What would the three words be?
Holy fucking shit.
You think it's just gonna blow everybody's mind
I think so.
in a great way? I'm assuming.
I think so. Yeah. I think so. I think it's going to be a total surprise and a real treat for sure. I think The
it's-
Last Jedi was supposed to be a treat as well, but some people are annoying, and we didn't even like it the very first viewing. But I think it's going to be a real treat. We're going to get some Easter eggs and fan service from all across the eras. We're going to get some really good tie-ups, some good character development. I think it's just going to be holy fucking shit.
Mine's gonna be point of view.
Oh,
Because I really think it's gonna wrap all this stuff up, and it's really gonna come to in certain aspects. Sidious was right.
Yeah, but it's going to wrap it up in one certain point of view.
Yeah. Well,
What if it doesn't wrap it up in the other point of view?
Well, if it's not my point of view, then
It's going to be wrapped up in JJ's point of view.
That's right. JJ
Wins.
does right. I have faith in JJ. Faith in JJ is my pre, and JJ does right is my after watch. Because I'm my faith is there, man. I really think he understands the impact. I do think Ryan. Not that we're not gonna get into it. That's it. JJ, he's gonna do it right.
Thank you.
And
because we could have easily gone for another half hour based on what you're about to say.
I mean, Ryan took a lot of risks. Point blank, whether you like those risks or didn't, or you think it affected whatever.
I think the risks are from a point of view as well.
But I think JJ he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna play it close, but he's just gonna make it fucking awesome, man. I'm fucking excited.
Yeah.
Joker's out next week. We are gonna go see it. I think I'm gonna try to see it Saturday. I can't. Fuck.
Why?
Maybe Sunday.
Why?
I'm gonna be out of town next Saturday.
Why? All right, we'll plan that afterwards. You don't have to worry about it.
But regardless, hopefully by next Monday we'll have seen the Joker. So stay tuned for maybe a good crazy review on that. So, if you guys are fans of the show, check out Patreon.
I also went to see Every Time I Die in New York. It was really great.
I viewed a Star Wars movie at one point, so that's pretty cool too. Good day, Galaxy. Rogue Podcast. Thank you for the blue.